Hello everybody, welcome back to Dark Souls 2 Sins of the something edition. We're making our way over to the land of the blue now. I did take the liberty of getting back into human form so we don't have our zombie flesh going on, although I do have a monocle piercing, so that's pretty hardcore. Our health pool is looking pretty healthy. Our weapon is, I believe, +5 now, so, I mean, this area should be pretty easy. We should be able to get through it without much trouble at all. This is one of the starting areas that you could go, instead of going through the forest like we did, we could have gone over here instead. So, I mean, it's not going to be that bad. The next 3 or so bosses we should be able to get through very, very easily. Though, I really wish I didn't do this area because I kind of wish you guys could hear my genuine reaction to some of the changes here. They are pretty drastic at one point. But this is where the Hide Knights are hanging out. I don't know why. If you do, you can let me know. As you can see, they hit really fucking hard. There's genuinely no reason to kill them ever. But I did it anyway, because you know why? That was some free souls that we didn't have before. Now this guy should come after me, but that's no big deal. I think I could just reset him. You let me reset him? Beautiful. All right. So, there are several things you can do in this area to make it easier or harder depending on your point of view. There is a boss to the right and a boss to the left. I think I'm gonna do the boss to the left first. I think so. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So these Hide Knights, they don't seem to get mad until you perform a certain action, and I won't tell you what that action is just yet. We're gonna keep it a secret. My God, could you hit me more? You know what the funny thing is? I think these guys are actually a bit more vulnerable to blunt weapon damage, because I came through here on a character that didn't have any strength. It was essentially just going to be a heal bot. Like, we were doing 4-player co-op, which is fucking frustrating for those of you that don't know. We were gonna do 4-player co-op, me and some of my friends, and we were coming through this area, and I had a 100% 50 points into faith right away character who would just heal people who needed it. And just his starting mace. And I could 2-shot these guys with my starting mace, but give me his sword and all of a sudden they seem a little bit more durable. So that's interesting. That's interesting. If you're like a mace or an axe user, you probably had a significantly easier time through here than someone who has a sword or a whip. I don't know, I would assume whip wouldn't be very good. They are in plate after all. Why would a whip be good versus plate? Why am I asking rhetorical questions in a video to people who can't respond to me anyway? You know what I mean? But they didn't put up too much of a fight. Our weapon is pretty good for the early game. I know I keep talking about it. I'm just so proud of our little weapon. I'm so proud of it. All right, well that's been taken care of. Let's make our way over to the right. Another Hide Knight, chilling like a villain. But we're not gonna go this way first, actually. Well, I guess we can finish it off. You know, wait. No, fuck it. No, we're gonna go to the left first. We're gonna go to the left first. Because that's where the new change is that I want to show you guys, because it's fucking cool. It's really fucking cool. And I've only done it in co-op, so I actually don't know if I have enough damage to make it easy. So these guys kind of come as a pair. It's fucking pain in the ass. Just a pain in the ass. That's what they are. Because the Hide Knight is hyper aggressive, right? And he hits really hard. And this guy's just really slow and kind of gets in the way. Oh my God, I thought that ghost was someone else. So I'm just gonna try to poke at him. There's a dog barking in the background. I hope you can hear it. I hope it enriches your lives. As it has mine. There we go. There we go. This is fine. We're doing fine. Look at it. It was beautiful. Alright. Few pokes and this guy should go down, no problem. No problem. You know, I realize that I haven't been doing much tanking of anything lately. I haven't been going in with my shield up on hardly anything. I need to change that, because that was the entire intent of the character. I'm trying to, like, power through everything and, like, misstep and all that. You know, I did get a shield, didn't I? I did get the Dragonslayer shield. How much strength do I need to wield this bad boy? 16! Well, put that on me right now, then! So this is the first shield in the game. We picked it up in the last video. This is the first shield in the game that will actually block 100% physical damage. And it's just, like, the best. Now, you do give up some stamina every time you absorb a hit and stuff, but, you know, whatever. You get over it. Man, you attack very quickly. Oh my god. Okay, you stay back there. I'm trying to run right now. It's not working. He's right behind me, huh? I will say, using the D-pad on the Steam controller is really difficult when you're trying to be on the move. Because I have to... Oh my god, it's damn near impossible. Okay, I think he stopped. Yeah, he stopped. Yeah, so I was trying to switch to a different healing item while moving. And of course, you use the left stick to move your character. But the D-pad on the Steam controller takes up like the whole damn thing. I don't know if this is a good controller, guys. I really don't. I really don't. I couldn't use the D-pad at all while moving. What's this here for? Try range battle. Oh. Come here. I'm gonna fight you this time. You ready? Shields up. Gotcha, bitch. That's not bad. Hey, let's do like that shield bash thing. Or not. Okay. Okay. I didn't know you felt that way. My bad. Okay, so I'm gonna look up in that direction and give you a little tease of what's to come, and I'm gonna let this little rock candy get me up to full health, because if I mess this up, I'm just gonna die right away. I did a couple practice runs of this in that co-op game that I keep mentioning here and there. So we need to get to the top of the stairs and then just start sprinting. And if we stop sprinting, we're screwed. This is a dragon, and he is waking up, and we need to get out of the front of him before he does that fire attack, just like that. Now, this becomes pretty easy. In co-op, this is hilarious. I've killed my friends with a tail swipe. I've killed my friends with the dragon just being in the way. But for me, it should be fairly simple. We just need to deal some damage. If at any point he flies into the air, which he did not do, he does have an attack that allows him to fly up into the air, though. I would then need to leave the platform immediately, get back over here until he lands, and then I'm assuming we would go through the same thing all over again. But we didn't quite get that far. Again, because we have a really strong early game weapon, and it was doing that early game damage that we needed to do. Oh god, that freaks me the fuck out every time. That drawbridge is so scary. Alright, through this door, we do have a boss that has a familiar face if you've only played Dark Souls 1. Let's be honest, most of you have probably played this game before. If you haven't played Dark Souls 1 or 2, then this is going to mean nothing to you. But I would love to know, like, what is the definitive lore on him being here? Because this is the old Dragonslayer. This is Ornstein. Why is Ornstein here? Oh, what are you doing? You have a butt slam? Did you learn that from Spo? As you can see, I'm just kind of sidestepping him and then poking him in the butt. I mean, this is an extremely easy fight. Most of the time you don't even have to roll out of his attacks. You can just kind of sidestep him. He's gonna hit me here. But he doesn't like press his advantage very often. He'll often like backpedal, do that backup thing just to get to safety, and I don't really know why. Like right there, for instance, just because I was moving to the right, I completely avoided his projectile. Not a very hard fight at all. I was pretty disappointed with this when we came back, or when Dark Souls 2 was first released, because like Smough and Ornstein was one of the definitive boss fights in Dark Souls 1. It was one of those welcome to Dark Souls bitch, and when you beat it, it was one of the most gratifying feelings in the whole game, whereas this quite simply is not that. I mean, granted it did have some big shoes to fill, but it didn't even come close to filling those shoes. It didn't even come close. So this is a Covenant that we could join. I mentioned earlier we joined the Covenant of whatever blue. That's the Covenant that when you get invaded, people will come help you. The guys who come help you are these guys right here. If you join that Covenant, you can then partake in jolly player versus player non-cooperation and basically fight red invaders. We're not doing that. we're not doing that at all. I do think there is a healing spell that I can get from that, but I'm not too worried about having it. We have 2 new shields. One is the Watch Dragon Parma. This is what we got from killing the dragon. A shield decorated by entwined dragons. The black and white contrast depicts the ebb and flow of the fate of all things living and the serpentine dragons that watch over the march of time. The bearer of the shield will be blessed by great fortune in battle. I wonder if that actually has any meaning, the little bonus there. And we also got the Tower Shield, a metal great shield, very heavy and requiring great strength to handle, but provides excellent defense. I'm trying to watch where I'm going at the same time. One requires strength to handle a great shield, but they are very stable in battle. One fights using a shield bash instead of parrying. So basically what that means is how I was stopping people from hitting me by knocking their weapon to the side. We can no longer do that with a great shield. Now I do plan to transition to these soon, but it takes 30 strength in order to wield this guy effectively, so we're looking at several levels before we are ready for that kind of a commitment. Now, we are going to make our way over to the other boss now, not going back or anything, still have plenty of healing items. This boss is an interesting one, because if you really want the easiest possible fight, what you do is just go fight him. You don't have to use these pillars that have been popping up periodically as we've been making our way through here. What these little pillars do, they have a lever on them, and when you pull the lever, it's gonna open, or it's gonna fill that area over there, which is where the boss is. It's going to add in more of an area to fight on. Now, the funny thing about this is the boss does a guaranteed attack at the start every single time. And if you don't actually raise these platforms, there's a very easy way, once you get the timing down, to just sidestep him. The boss will then completely walk off the side and die, like without you doing anything. And while I have done that before, and it is a very, very easy way to quickly get through this area, I kind of didn't want to do it this time. I wanted to fight the boss, you know what I mean? I want to get the full Dark Souls experience again. Even though part of the experience is the trial and error of learning these things, and I already know about the boss. So, you know, aside from that, you know, that little detail. Ouch. Ouch. I'm gonna fucking stab you in the butt. How's that feel? About that good, I would imagine. Alright, we'll go ahead and take another rock candy. Saving my Estus for the boss, mostly. We can buy more of these from that trader. You know that this blows. Let's not aggro him on that platform. Let's go ahead and equip one of these magic bombs that I didn't actually ever plan on using ever. Go ahead and target him and just chuck these at him. Nailed it. Man, look at that arm, though. Hello! I basically just didn't want to fight him on that tiny little platform over there. No desire whatsoever. Granted, I could have untargeted him and then walked back across while he was standing up, but, you know, better safe than sorry. No reason to take any risks right now. No reason whatsoever. We have 30,000 souls on us, basically. Ring of Binding. What does that do? What does that do? Let's see. The Ring of Binding. Limits HP reduction when hollow. So when we're undead, we basically have higher health. The old Leo ring. This is what we got from the Ornstein lookalike. The beloved ring of a dragon-slaying knight strengthens thrust weapon counterattacks. After many years of use, the ring's face has worn down, but a close inspection reveals an engraved lion. Okay. Well, this boss should be fairly straightforward. We could try to block it, but I mean, the boss has such huge weapons that I don't think blocking would do as much good. So I'm just going to go in with those two-hand attacks, stab him right in the butt. And again, look how hard we're hitting. This boss does not have a ton of health compared to the amount of damage we're actually outputting here. Not at all. And again, this D-pad thing on this Steam controller, it makes it really hard to switch items in the middle of combat. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. But as you can see, fairly straightforward. We don't fucking need to strategize anything here. We just take a fucking hit to the face, which we could have blocked no problem. And we actually staggered the boss, which I didn't know was a thing we could do. Super, super duper, oh my god, easy mode. Look at me. I'm the best Dark Souls player ever. There's a dragon right here, soul. Not bad, man. So, we'll go ahead and touch this fire here. And then talk to this lovely lady over in the corner. Hello.
Are you from these parts?
Oh, you hitting on me, baby girl?
I have come to spread the art of miracles, a practice of which I am a disciple. I can see that you are well suited to comprehend their wondrous power.
Can you now?
But the cost of it, that's for your heart to decide.
Am I well suited though? You promise? How could you tell? So we can buy items from her. We already have one of these. This is what you cast miracles with. Increases your faith. This is a ring. A ring of blessed by a high priest of Vol'gin. Increased his faith. The cleric of the great city of Vol'gin, is that Vol'gin? I think I'm saying it right. Are permanently entrenched in scandalous power struggles, but among them remain a few strong-willed, upstanding noblemen. I don't need higher faith right now. And then, of course, she sells a variety of actual faith miracles, which I am going to get a few of these. I don't actually know which ones I'm going to end up using. Replenishment. This miracle is used by the resolute cleric knights when fighting on the front lines. There's a story passed down through generations claiming this band of knights once felled a poisonous dragon which menaced an entire nation. So this is an intermediate miracle that will gradually restore our HP. This is the kind of thing I'm looking for this build, for sure. It has 2 uses. It is going to require 16 faith in order to start wielding effectively. So not something I'm really going to get right away. But it's good to have. I might as well, right? Might as well get Lightning Spear. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't.
I'd heard awful rumors about this place, and I'm afraid they were all true. The king, gone. The earth, ravaged. The burden on the people weighs heavy. I fear that, by now, they may have scarce room in their hearts for miracles. Why did I come here? Well, do I need any other reason than to spread the gospel of miracles? My preceptor always said this art should be shared with the world. And such is my only wish. Sometimes I fight the urge to pack up and go back home. It is... well, I must do this. And being out here all alone only makes this a more fitting test of my fortitude. I expected this cathedral to be bustling, but there's hardly a soul to be found here. Without any goings-on, I'll have to move soon. To a place I could help the gullible by teaching the good word. I expected this cathedral to be bustling.
So that kind of makes me, not trust her. She's talking about pulling one over on people, you know what I'm saying? One thing that's interesting, if you look over my character's head right now, I don't know what that fire is. It's probably just a torch, but you can see a knight, the High Knights, standing up and making their way over here. Now, these High Knights don't actually move until you kill the boss that we just killed. And I don't know the significance for that or anything, but that's why I wanted to kill the one on the left first, so we didn't have to deal with these guys roaming around all over the place. So I'm going to head back to Majula. I'm not going to level up. Instead, we are going to use that lady once more. We're gonna see what she has to say in her new location. And her new location is going to be right down these stairs. I believe I have enough souls to do what she wants me to do. I think. And there she is. Look at that. Hello.
Oh, hello there. An honor to see you again. This room is not as it seems. There are two, not one pathways leading out. And only this lovely thing reveals the other path. And this, you lovely thing, only runs on miracles. Shall I provide you with one?
You know, I kind of wish that... Oh, it's only 2,000 souls. I thought it was 20,000. I kind of wish that we could have the miracle to move this. Like, wouldn't that be cool if you just found it somewhere or learned it from someone else, and then you could come into this area and move this platform by yourself without having to use this chick? I think that'd be really cool. But for now, yeah, we'll go ahead and just rotate this. It's going to close the right side where we just were. Isn't that dope?
Go ahead then.
Thank you.
Done, Susan?
Yeah, I'm done. We didn't have anything else to talk about. She probably had something interesting she could have told me, but you know what? We already left, and I don't want to go back. She probably has new dialogue. I really wouldn't doubt it. But quite frankly, we do not need her for anything else. Unless she gets new miracles. Maybe I should talk to her later. As of right now, I am just moving up here to get the bonfire. Nothing more, nothing less. Just moving up here to get the bonfire. Hurrah for light! Bonfire ahead. Enemy ahead, therefore try brief respite. Dark?
I don't know who you are, but leave me be. The frailty of the weak disrupts the dark. Leave me alone. I'm interested in one thing, dog. You haven't the gift.
You don't have the gift.
I'm interested.
So that's one of the guys who can help you learn some hexes. If you wanted to go down that path. From what I understand, hexes are just like, Isn't there an item here somewhere? Hexes are forbidden magic kind of things. Alright, well I guess that's it for this place. I'm gonna go level up. I'm not gonna venture this way or anything. We're actually gonna go back to the Land of the Blue. I just wanted to show you the other use of that character before we moved on. Hello, little lady. We're gonna go ahead and level up. We need 30 strength to use that shield, so maybe we should start dumping some points. Let's get that up to 26 right away. Which again is going to increase our melee damage by a small amount. And the main reason for that is the fact that we have a C scaling on our weapon in strength, which isn't very good. It's going to scale up a little bit, but really we're looking for A and S scaling weapons. If we really want to take our damage to the next level. One item I find very interesting is the Dragonslayer sword. It's a great sword of Drummond, Royal Army Captain, an old and unadorned sword perhaps, but the pride and joy of the venerable captain. An heirloom passed from the grandfather to grandfather, and then from father to son. Drummond and those before him used this sword to repel those who would threaten their great land. What's interesting about this sword is it's actually pretty large. It's a pretty big sword. About the same size as a bastard sword, which is a strength weapon. But this one actually has A scaling and dexterity, which really I wasn't expecting at all. I really wasn't expecting that at all. I mean, when you look at this thing, you think, you know, that would bash someone across the head pretty well, but apparently not. Apparently not. I'm going to go ahead and use these. Again, these are just the extra souls we have sitting around. Not going to use the boss souls or anything. Just these. That's not enough to level up. What do you have for weapons over here? Anything that I might want? The only thing that remotely interests me is the battle axe, and meh, I'm good. We could check out this armor vendor over here, but to be totally honest, I already have the Dragonslayer set, which is probably the best thing we could ever hope for. Now, the problem with this set, as you might be able to tell at the bottom right side of the screen, it is heavy as a motherfucker. In our just normal gear that we've been wearing throughout the course of this game, we're at 78.2% encumbrance. Now that's with the binoculars, so 76.6% encumbrance. What does that mean? That means when we try to roll away from things, we're not rolling very quickly. If we were to remove all of our gear, you can see we can get up and down a lot faster. So, by using the Dragonslayer set, which is by far our best set for actually protecting our character, we are going to be hindering our movement quite a bit. We're actually at 101% encumbrance, which means when we roll, we're going to be on the ground for a hell of a long time, which kind of accentuates the point I wanted to have in combat. I guess this weapon is particularly heavy too, so our weight will go down once we switch weapons back. But that's one of the points I wanted to make of this character, where I wanted to commit to fights. I wanted to be able to take a hit. I wanted to be able to sit there and block with my shield. If I have to go into combat, then I go into combat. You know, I didn't want to be rolling around all over the place on this character. And that's still true. I want heavy gear. I want to outlast opponents, not dodge opponents, not run them around in circles. Although, you know, that is a decent tactic. And this is the start of that. We are still going to use this item for a while until we get some other item discovery pieces, but I would say this is a pretty solid start to a character. Now in the next video we are going to be progressing out of the land of the blue, making our way towards one of my favorite areas in the whole game. I really love the area, and it's located just down here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.